Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors be to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shem Shai, Barakatham to the hopefully elect. And before I get on with this video, I just want to put this disclaimer first and foremost that I'm not a part of any GMS camps. I'm not an official member of Great Millstone. Alright. But the Spirit is on me to do these videos to feed and edify the flock of Yahweh Shem Shai, Lord's will. Just got to put that disclaimer out there because got a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. You got a lot of guys coming in, creeping in unawares. It's like here. We got a lot of guys creeping in unawares. So I just want to, put that disclaimer again. I'm not a part of GMS. But again, the Spirit is on me to do these videos, and I learn and study under the doctrine of Great Millstone. So with that being said, came across this article here. It says Democratic Minnesota Governor's 4-week lockdown banning all social gatherings sparks protest at Tim Walz mansion. All right. So pretty much, all right, just more fuel to the fire because we know and understand that eventually, pretty much, this place is gonna go up in a blaze, and Esau, as a crouching lion, he's just pretty much timing everything so he can pretty much make his moves, just waiting on the right moment so he can be justified in bringing these martial law troops in. All right, because again, part of the doctrine that's being taught, all right, Second Ezra 15th chapter, which I'm gonna get into that. All right, where it talks about the seditions among men. All right, people are rising up against the government and these politicians and things of that nature. All right, these governors and whatnot. All right, so again, it's just more fuel to the fire that's being added. All right, so getting into this article, it says Minnesotans cannot gather with anyone outside their household, even with a mask and social distancing. And just speaking as a man, my opinion, because I don't find it a coincidence. A lot of these states are just right around the time of the holiday season. You got Thanksgiving coming up and Christmas right around the corner. All right, they're talking about not banning or they're talking about banning these, large gatherings and people coming together, because, as it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, not being ignorant of Satan's devices. All right, they know that people are not going to be down for that. All right, they know very well, especially in J communities, that people, they're pretty much going to ignore these decrees that are going to be given out, especially when it comes to these gatherings, these holidays, the holiday season. They know very well that the people they're going to buck up against those type of orders. So again, I don't find that a coincidence. But reading on, it says Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announced on Wednesday a rigid month-long lockdown order that bans all social gatherings of people who do not live in the same household, even if the participants wear face masks and practice proper social distancing. On Saturday, Minnesotans went to Walz mansion to protest the drastic lockdown orders. All right, so you see more and more, again, just more fuel to the fire. All right, because like I've been saying, eventually things are going to get so tight out here. All right, you're going to have these people in the office, in the government and whatnot, these politicians and whatnot. All right, they're eventually it's going to come to a point where they're going to get their homes ransacked and ransomed. They're going to be held for ransom, kidnappings, executions. These things are coming. All right, again, all pursuant to the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter, which I'm going to get. All right, it says Walz severe new coronavirus restrictions, which went into effect on Friday at 11:59 p.m. and will be in place until December 18th, will shut down bars, restaurants, and breweries except for takeout, delivery, or walk-up service, according to the Mint Post. And um, just like how you had in the beginning of the year, they were talking about, well, not the beginning of the year, but the first lockdown, it was the lockdown was only supposed to be for like 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something along that nature, and it ended up being like a 3-4 month lockdown. All right, and again, that's as places are starting to shut down again, there's these again 2 week, 4 weeks to 6 weeks lockdowns. All right, which just like the first lockdown that took place, these lockdowns, they're going to drag out. All right, and again, here it is, because they've been talking about how people, this whole coronavirus and wearing masks, all right, and this whole pandemic that's been going on, the people are fatigued. They're it's like a psychological uh, warfare going on right now. People are tired, mentally exhausted, from this whole pandemic. Again, wearing face masks, and pretty much the mirth, as the scriptures talk about, how the mirth is gone. All right, because things aren't the same. The that once old jolly spirit, where you were able to go out to eat in your restaurants and bars and have a good time and be able to enjoy yourself and things of that nature. That stuff is done. All right. As much as these people are optimistic about this place, going back to the quote unquote norm, the normal. All right. This place is finished. Like I said, as the scriptures say, man, the Lord has took the mirth off this place. This place is finished, and it's not coming back. All right. It says the order will also close gyms, indoor sports facilities, theaters, bowling alleys, arcades, go-kart tracks, and other entertainment businesses for an entire month. Retail businesses, barbershops, and salons are permitted to stay open, but may only operate at 50% capacity. So you see, again, the things that we were once able to do, and just living jolly, and just being comfortable, being able to do what you want and go out where you want it, when you want it, and all that stuff is done. It's finished. All right, the mirth has ceased, and again, best believe, because when the first shutdown hit, all right, it drastically hurt the economy. All right, a lot of businesses got taken out. All right, and even now, a lot of businesses are still struggling to stay afloat, and are barely surviving. And again, with the first shutdown, you had a lot of people lose their jobs, and unemployment and things of that nature. All right, and again, people are still affected by the first shutdown, right? So again, as we're slowly but surely, because we've been telling you, all right, there is going to be another lockdown, and Lord's will, this will be the lockdown. This will be permanent. All right, this because we're speculating this is pretty much going to be the real deal. So again, it's not going to be no second recovery and things are going to open back up and like the first time. No, this again, this could very well may be the permanent lockdown. All right, and again, as things start shutting back down, and again, as they slowly but surely take away people's freedoms and rights and things of that nature. All right, the people, man, they're going to become more and more restless. All right, because like I said, the people are already fatigued. They're already tired of this whole pandemic as it is. So once their privileges, I should say, start getting taken away again, all right, again, these people, man, they're gonna revert back to a beast state, man, and it's gonna be all hell, all chaotic, all mayhem in the streets of Babylon the Great. All right. It says all youth, high school and adult sports leagues are prohibited for the next 4 weeks, but college and professional teams are exempt from the order. Yeah, and with that, all right, they're talking about like with Ticketmaster and these airlines, certain places they're going to require you to have that COVID pass, all right, verification that you took the COVID, took the you got vaccinated, all right, and ultimately the mark of the beast, which is, is quickly, very rapidly is being manifested. All right, there is right around the corner. All right, that RFID chip. All right, because they were talking about how with the whole Operation Warp Speed, right? They want to have they have something like 600 million uh, doses. It was either that they have ready or that they want to have ready, because they're talking about how they want people to get Americans to get 2 doses, right? Because there's roughly 300 and something like 350 million Americans, right? So again, they said something about having 600 million doses, something along the lines. But the point being that, because again, they want to have it to where they each American gets 2 doses, and that second dose, all right, because again, roughly 350 million Americans in America, and again, they plan on gathering up 600 million doses. So that second dose could very well be the RFID chip. And again, that's just me speaking as a man, my opinion. But just one of those things we'll have to wait and see. But nevertheless, like with these sporting events, all right, because like I just said here in the article, all right, the professional teams, the college teams, all right, they're gonna leave them open. But nevertheless, that could be one of those things that you in order to enter the venue, you had to have that COVID pass and show that you've been vaccinated. All right, and again, dealing with that Operation Warp Speed. All right, I saw something about how they pretty much still with the Emergency Authorization Act that they want to pass. All right, and having the vaccines available to all America within 24 hours after it's been approved. All right, and I saw something about how they want to start, giving those out like mid-December, or something along those lines. Sometime by next month they want to start giving it out. But they playing with the numbers, because one minute they say that they don't have enough vaccinations, and then the next minute they say that they want to have Americans vaccinated by next year, like in April, March. Now they're saying that they want to start distributing these vaccinations mid-December. So it's just they're playing on the minds of the people. All right, because again people are becoming restless, they're fatigued. All right, they're tired of this whole pandemic. So at this point, all right, Esau, he's doing everything in his power. Esau, he's pretty much feeding off of the people's anxiety and playing with people's emotions, all right, and using it to his advantage. Because like I said, he's like that crouching lion that's just he's timing things, and he's just waiting for the moment to strike. All right. So reading on, it says, in one of the most extreme measures ever implemented during the COVID-19 pandemic, Minnesota will have draconian measures regarding social gatherings. All right, and whenever you hear about that draconian measures that they're going to take, all right, or extreme, harsh, because when you go into draconian or Draco, all right, which was an individual, he was known for his harsh laws, all right, harsh punishments, all right. So again, whenever you hear about that draconian, all right, again, man, Slakia, but you can expect Um, because again, going back to the whole these vaccines, all right, you know, they also mentioned that um, they're this is something that all Americans are going to have to take. All right, there's no religious exemptions, no haves or have-nots, or no excuses for not taking the vaccine. All right, and also on top of that, they've been talking about people trying to demonize people that speak against getting the vaccinations and wearing masks. All right, so they're basically all in all right, they're putting the pressure on. They're putting the pressure on individuals, all right, into getting these vaccines. And again, they're going to use the military to do so, all right. Like Trump said earlier this year, all right, the military, he's going to use the military. They're going to give these vaccines out by force, all right. He said it himself, and it looks like he's living up to his word, because again, the Operation Warp Speed, it looks like it's coming into intuition. All right, because again, they looks like they plan on, from what they said. All right, they plan on, they want to start rolling out once this act is passed. They want to start, if it hasn't passed already, they want to start giving these vaccines out by December. So again, just a wait game, and just continuing to see how they play out. But again, this all ties into these draconian measures that they're going to use, because again, this is not going to be pretty much no option. All right, this is something that we're all going to have to take. All right, that hour of temptation is quickly befalling. It's quickly coming on us all. All right, because the apostles and elders and all the men of great millstone. All right, they tell you, they behoove you strongly not to take the vaccine. All right, and especially the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, because you've got camps like ISUPK. They're saying, they're pretty much telling their congregation that it's a silly idea for the mark of the beast to be the RFID chip, and they're pretty much telling the people their congregation to get vaccinated. All right, they're telling people, their congregation, to say the hell with, that natural herbs and things of that nature that Yahweh Shemel Shai has set up for us to use, and go to the doctors and get vaccinated. That's what they're telling their congregation. All right, because they're a lot of these camps, man, they're paid off. All right, but that's another topic. So again, you can expect more draconian measures to be put in place. All right, because again, Esau, he's going to put the tight squeeze on the society. All right, pressure from above and below, and put people in a position to where they have to submit. That they pretty much, they don't have a choice. And doing what Esau says, and getting down with the whole system of things. All right. It says from the Minnesota Department of Health, it says social gatherings are groups of people who are not members of the same household congregated together for a common or coordinated social, community, or leisure purpose. Even if social distancing can be maintained, this prohibition includes planned and spontaneous gatherings, as well as public and private gatherings. Most commercial activities are not considered social gatherings, so this change will not impact most industries. The harsh restrictions come with punitive penalties, including fines of up to $1,000 or 90 days in prison. All right, again, that hour of temptation, because what does it tell you in Revelations? Let me get that real quick. Revelations 2:10, it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Yeah, because that hour of temptation, man, things are going to get real uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. All right, especially when they start locking things down again, and they start limiting supplies for each family, each household. what they can carry. All right. Supplies are going to be running short. You got these truck drivers going on strike. All right, and these truck drivers, they're the ones that are giving the supplies to these, stores or whatnot. All right. So resources are going to become more and more lack. All right. The stage is being set more and more for, um, you know, second Esdras, the 15th chapter. You know, when people, rising up against the government and coming together to, go house to house and like scenes straight out of what's that movie? Like The Purge. All right, people coming from door to door and um, spoiling houses basically. All right, these are the times that we're coming into. All right. It says, "Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." All right. So you see, man, um, this is the time. All right, it's the time of Jacob's trouble, which is right around the corner. All right. Again, because the men of the Lord, man, when it comes to the elect, they're not going to take those vaccinations or that mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. They're not taking any one of those things. So again, they're going to be locking certain of us up, and some of us are going to be locked up, thrown in prison, thrown in these concentration camps, thrown before judges, and all type of stuff. As a testament to our faith. All right, which is going to befall. Everyone on earth. All right. Despite what they tell you, dealing with that whole rapture doctrine. All right. No one's, because you got a lot of places, people are fleeing. People are trying to run and escape because, again, places are going back on shutdown, and people are trying to get the hell out of Dodge. But again, no matter where you go, all right, there's going to be trouble. Tribulation is going to be on, faced on the whole planet. All right, so no matter where you go, man, you're going to feel this heat. All right. So going back to this article, it says the harsh restrictions come with punitive penalties, including fines of up to $1,000 or 90 days in prison. Any business owner, manager, or supervisor who requires or encourages any of their employees, contractors, vendors, volunteers, or interns to violate this executive order is guilty of a gross misdemeanor and upon conviction must be punished by a fine not to exceed $3,000 or by imprisonment for not more than a year, Walz order states. In addition to those criminal penalties, the Attorney General, as well as city and county attorneys, may investigate and seek any civil relief of up to $25,000 per occurrence. And that's also, one of the things that, the apostles and elders, they've been going into, all right? More draconian measures, all right, heavy fines and jail sentences for not taking the vaccinations, all right? Because like I said, man, it's all set up. It's all strategically planned out by the elites, right? Because they know that, especially when it comes to these holidays that's coming up, all right, people, man, they're going to get together and do whatever they want. They're going to do the hell, they want, all right? So, again, just expect more riots and protests, man, all right? It says the stringent restrictions were not welcomed by many Minnesotans and some who demanded freedom protested against the new lockdowns outside of Walz's mansion in St. Paul. Many protesters waved American and Trump flags outside the Minnesota governor's residence while they chanted "USA, USA." The crowd hung signs of infamous dictators from history of defense of the property. Others held signs that dared Walz to arrest them for attending a Thanksgiving gathering with their family. So you see, people are already made up in their minds that they're not going to listen to any of these orders that go out. People are going to get together, all right. They're going to have these gatherings, all right, and it is what it is. You come arrest us or not, This is the mindset of these people. All right, they've already have it made up in their minds that they're going to get together and for these gatherings. They're going to have a jolly Thanksgiving, a jolly Christmas, all right, a jolly New Year's, all right, and there's nothing that you can tell these people, all right, and this is why it also talks about in Second Esdras, I believe the 15th chapter or the 16th, it talks about how because of the pride of the cities, they're in trouble, all right, because these people, man, you can't tell these Babylonians nothing. They're filled with pride, all right. It says a car parade protest drove by the governor's mansion and honked their horns. The crowd also sang "America, my country, 'tis of thee." I'm not gonna play the videos, but I'll read this one tweet. The dealing with the protests outside this governor's house. It says, "I'm going to my aunt's for Thanksgiving. Come arrest me, Tim Walz." And the other says, "I went to sleep in Minnesota. I woke up in North Korea." Yeah, because pretty much they're trying to say that this guy he's like a dictator, and that's another thing, man. Because people thought Trump was bad. If Joe Biden actually gets inaugurated and he gets in office, man, he's going to be on a whole other level. All right, and you Jace, you put your trust down in Egypt and went out and voted for this man. You're going to find out the hard way. All right, because again, concerning these lockdowns, see Trump, all right, he wasn't he's not really with the lockdowns and shutdowns and things of that nature. But Joe Biden, best believe, man, you expect some real draconian laws and measures to be taking place if he gets in office. All right, he's gonna be full blown out with it. Face masks, social distancing, lockdown, shutdowns. He's with it. All right, and again, he's gonna show his true colors if he gets in office. If he actually makes it in office, and Jakes are gonna find out the hard way. All right, expect a complete dictatorship if Joe Biden gets in office. All right. But again, nevertheless, these people, man, they already got it made up in their minds that, they're going to do what the hell they want. All right. And again, as they crack down more and more, all right, they put the tight squeeze on the society. All right, it's going to just cause more and more riots, more and more protests. All right, more and more seditions. All right. So I'll read this part here. It says, earlier this week, Walt stated, "I'm not going into someone's home on Thanksgiving. But if you're gathering with a lot of people not in your family on Thanksgiving, you are really speaking volumes about what the values are here in Minnesota." All right. So again, people, man, again, as they crack down more and more draconian laws, all right, go ahead and finally get into it. More you just expect more and more seditions, like over there in Israel. All right, they're still protesting. This guy, Benjamin Netanyahu, all right, outside of his home, all right, and as well as other places, all right. We told you because that stuff is coming over here to America very soon, all right. Chicago, they if I'm not mistaken, they have like a 10 o'clock curfew, all right. After 10 o'clock, pretty much, shut down. New York, they lock down their schools and things of that nature. Because again, little by little, these places are going to start going back on lockdown. All right, and again, this is going to, cause these people to go up in an uproar. All right. Second Esdras 15 and 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." All right, and again, that spark has already been lit. All right. Because you got protests, not only here in America but worldwide. All right, they're going to hit America the hardest, but nevertheless, all right, there's this uproars of the people worldwide. All right, and just paying attention, still looking out for these leftists and the right wings, these Democrats and these Republicans concerning this presidency. All right, still paying attention and watching out for that, because you got these Trump supporters. They're still pretty much, just standing by to see what goes down, because they're still talking about how if Trump doesn't win, All right, they're going to pretty much they're going to lash out. All right, and more so, the blame is going to be on you Jakes because the majority of you voted for this guy Joe Biden. All right, you Jakes are going to become a target. All right, but nevertheless, man, again, because it's prophesied, you're going to have these different class wars, race wars, and all these different civil war and unrest is going to take place. All right. Um, so nevertheless, man, you're going to have these people come together and with guns in their hands. All right. Verse 16, it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." All right. So you see, again, and this is just one of many examples. And from here, things only going to escalate because, again, like I said, and I've been saying, all right, eventually, all right, these people, man, they're going to start getting kidnapped. Their children are going to get kidnapped and held for ransom. All right, they're going to be running through their houses. Just all type of stuff is going to be going on. All right, and with that, all right, you're going to continue to have these local law enforcements, these precincts being overrun. Right, and again, they're eventually it's going to get to a point where they're going to send in these different military troops. All right, and on another note, because because when I talk about these military troops, all right, I'm not talking about like the American military because you got a lot of these military troops, those that fight for America. All right, they're patriotic and a lot of them aren't going to really be down for the cause. All right, so when I talk about these troops are going to be invading America, all right, I'm talking about like these foreign troops, like these Gurkha troops, all right, these different UN troops who could care less about these Americans. They already have a disdain for Americans. All right, so again, when I talk about these military troops are going to be coming through and flooding through the streets of America, I'm more so speaking about these foreign troops, these UN troops. All right, you got peacekeepers being dispatched. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Russia. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to fact check that. But you already got peacekeepers being dispatched throughout certain places. All right, and just like we've been saying, all right, because eventually, they're going to be dispatched over here in America. All right, and that's when the scriptures talk about how houses are going to be rifled, and women are going to be ravished, children are going to be raped and killed. All right, these things are set to take place and bound to happen. All right, but nevertheless, all right, this is these things are going to continue to escalate more and more. People, they're going to start rebelling against the local government, these local mayors and things of that nature. More seditions, uprising of the people, tumult against the authorities. All right, and to the point where people are going to take matters into their own hands. And this is what's going to lead to when you read verse 17. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." All right, because again, they're going to be shutting these places down little by little. All right, and they're just waiting for it, because like I quoted. Esau, man, he's just waiting for that the right moment. He's timing things perfectly, and he's just waiting for that moment to strike. Psalms 10 and verse 9, it says, "He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net." So again, because these people, they don't even know that they're being set up for the kill. And even more so Jake, because you got a lot of the Jakes out there breaking in Foot Lockers and doing the majority of the damages to the the communities. All right, which that's going to be another reason why they're gonna target's going to be put out there for Jake. All right, everything's going to be blamed on Jake, and even more so the Israelites. All right. So yeah, man, Esau, man, he's timing things perfectly. He's allowing a lot of this stuff to go down. Like you see a lot of these police precincts being overrun. All right, they're allowing that stuff to happen. Because again, they want to be justified in, bringing in the military and issuing martial law and things of that nature. They want these things to happen and to continue to spiral out of control. So you could. expect more, cop killing Jake. Expect more of these mayors and governors to crack down with these and come down with these draconian laws and measures. It's just going to cause more and more chaos, more and more riots and protests. All right, to bring in that flood that it talks about in Isaiah 59 and 19. All right, they want these things to happen. They want these things to take place. That's why I quoted 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. All right, not being ignorant of Satan's devices, because when the Spirit's dealing with you, man, this stuff is crystal clear. And Esau, man, he's an open book. You can read him like an open book, very transparent. So this is another one of those things to be on the lookout for. Keeping and staying on that watch. So ended off there, giving all credit once again to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Barak Atham to the hopeful elect. And until next time, I say Shalom.